see it. It wasn't out the last time we looked for it.
All right, I'm gonna have to fire up the old. How does Tommy put it? Stick of fire.
Oh, the stick of fire.
The stick of fire.
Yeah. So, Brother Scott, Mann,
Here we are.
Sister Lynn,
Hi.
it's good to have yous with us.
Thank
Welcome
you.
back to our house. I appreciate, as always, you taking the show on the road whenever you and I talk about being on it. You're like, I'll come to you. I appreciate that.
I have no problem in the world doing that.
And it's like, I'm not afraid to come to your house or anything.
I know.
In fact, I've never been invited. But
We will. I mean, we'll get around to doing that one day for sure.
No, it's
But
convenient
I don't mind-
for you
but since you
during
do
the
a
week.
Wednesday thing,
Yeah,
you know.
and then you're talking to more people than I'm talking to on a grand scale. So I don't want to take you away from.
I don't go
your
on the
crowd
air
to talk
until
to my crowd.
I don't go on the air for another hour and 38 minutes.
I tell you what, though, we will have a house session one day, and that way we can
Do things you do in a house.
So we were just talking about the system, and before we get started, I know I have a little bit more of a YouTube crowd than I usually do as of right now. I won't be able to see you guys' comments or anything, but I'll get back to them later whenever I get home and when I'm posting audio. I'll
There's
reply.
no way we can see what people are saying about us?
We can.
I mean, we've got 37 computers in this room.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if we wanted to watch it on YouTube, we could keep up with the comments and such.
Let's see if I can make that happen. Wouldn't that be freaky? Okay, let's get this out of the way. You know, you never know how many viruses are on a computer you don't use. but
Yeah, well.
but this is where Amanda sits, so I have to imagine it's probably in reasonably good shape. But you never know what kind of condition it was in when she got it. All right, so we
I
want
can never tell.
YouTube, right?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's what we're going for.
Tube.
Is this the keys here?
It is, but here, let's wait till we can. All right, go ahead. You know how to spell your name, right?
Once. Usually I just hit K and
Yeah. There you are. Look at that. Wow, dude, you have gotten a lot of subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, go to Kelsey's YouTube and subscribe.
yeah, do that. There's a giant red button.
I never realized. Hey, there we are.
Isn't those speakers hooked up?
Yeah, we don't need the audio, and now we can see.
Yeah. What's up, Divin? How's it going?
All right, so we can see. Oh, look at that. We can see comments and stuff. Sign into chat. Okay.
Oh yeah, you just gotta.
I'll sign in mine.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll sign in one of mine.
So yeah, this I did an episode with brother Jamie Deluxe, who's done a couple of. He's been a part of some bands that you've had at events before, so he knows you pretty well.
Right on.
And we were talking about all sorts of different things. Jamie has a very, very large YouTube
Following.
yes.
Cool.
And he's been so kind as to share a couple of those folks with me. So I gained a few moderators, which is basically people in the chat who will be able to like control what is said and basically just nice cops, you know, like chat cops.
Nice cops.
Nice
That's a good
cops.
one. Yeah, like I've been to a music festival where instead of wearing security T-shirts, they wear I can't remember which festival it was, but they had T-shirts that said Peace Patrol.
Oh.
Might have been Lockin', I'm not sure, but it said Peace Patrol instead of security. I'm like, what a great idea.
Yeah, that's pretty. See, how you present something, how you sell something is...
Really?
How you sell something is a lot to do with how people accept it, obviously.
Exactly.
I think you can wrap anything up in a nice
As
little
long as
package.
you
There
make
we
it-
are. All right.
As long as you make it nice.
And now we're signed in under my account.
Yeah.
So there's the chat, and there's diving for depth. Hi, diving. Okay.
Good, yeah. Diving's very, very good people, and the camera's doing something different now than it usually does, which is following us around.
And it's showing the top of my damn head, and I don't like that very much. But hey, at least I still don't have a bald spot in the back.
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on, man.
No, I'm psyched not to have a bald spot in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Why,
That's
you have
not
one?
what I meant. You said
You don't have no bald spot. You're as
You
hairy
said
as a
it's not showing
Sasquatch.
anything
No,
but
no.
my head.
I tell you
No,
what,
I
I do
said it's
have.
showing the bald spot in the back of my head, but I don't have one. I never get to see that part of my head. I can't see it in the mirror. So
I will say this: I have gotten to the point where I only wash my hair like once a month.
You're supposed to let
is that what
the
that
oil,
smell is?
No.
Yeah, get in there.
You're supposed to let the natural oils build up.
When you say
Smells
wash, you
like-
don't mean wet. You just mean wash, like actually get shampoo and all that.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
you wet it more than once a month.
Yeah.
You're gonna wind up with dreadlocks, dude.
No, I brush it. I keep the dreads. I'll brush it, but I just don't like to.
Let it dread. You'd be hilarious with dreads in a good way.
But then I know that eventually that would put a time limit on how, because I knew I would just cut them off.
Well, there's that.
I know I would do that. I don't want to do dreads.
I have given it maybe a minute's thought.
Yeah.
You know, but no.
Most people think I probably would associate me with dreads, because I guess if you don't see me a whole lot,
Well, you're
just know that I have-
you're just a big hairy guy. You
I
know?
probably look like a dreaded person.
But like I know, like my forehead is so big that
People dread to
if
see
I
me.
dreaded, my forehead would be back here. You know? Like what's that guy's name that's on MSNBC in the morning sometimes? Eugene Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his forehead starts at like the middle of his skull. If I dreaded my hair, that would happen. My forehead would go back to like here.
Well, don't
The-
keep
the
pulling
Peyton
it
Manning.
back.
oh,
I usually don't. I wore it back because we're going to be on YouTube.
No, I meant.
Let it
pulling
fly,
back.
man.
No, it's not tight.
No.
I stopped doing that. I used to like pull my hair back so tight and ball it up in a
Oh.
bun, and in the summertime I'll still probably have to do that. Just keep it off my neck during gigs.
Yeah, the man bun though.
But during
I know like one or two people that can actually pull off the man bun.
well, when you have this
Yeah.
to work with, like it's almost like my grandmother's hair, who didn't believe in women should get haircuts or wear pants. So, yeah,
So she just walked around with long hair and naked from the waist down.
Oh, well, long hair and
skirt.
skirts.
Yes, I
long
know.
hair and just
Just
giant
making a bad
bun.
joke. Yeah.
That was good. It was well done. This is a sweet
Thank you.
shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you. This was
Speaking
a
of skirts,
Gift.
holiday gift from my son.
right on.
It came with a skull hat too. It came, or what do they call the toboggan?
Oh, yeah, beanie.
Yeah, but like the winter hat,
Yeah.
and it's got the steal your face right in the front.
Nice.
It was
Nice
a match
steely.
set.
So, speaking of Steelies and good music,
Yes,
there's a lot of good music coming up soon, huh?
there sure is. I hear Cornbread's playing everywhere.
Oh, well, I thought we were talking about good music.
You didn't expect
I
that.
thought we were talking about good music.
Actually,
We are doing a collab here in the
we
next couple
are,
of weeks.
and nobody knows this yet. We haven't announced this yet, so I'm going to announce it right here. And then if it gets canceled or something, that's just what happens. But
Ouch.
Oh, no,
nobody,
I won't get canceled.
nobody knows
We're
this
gonna-
right now. But
we're gonna
one of the
break it.
things we're going to do for this year's Waccamaw Getaway Festival, the
Yeah.
third annual, May 24th through the 26th, Bucksport Marina, presented by Get Right Promotions, MB Wave 104.1, 96.1 KZQ. Scott Mann's Head Shop, New South Brewing, yay!
Yeah.
And we just
Yay.
learned yesterday that in a capacity that may still be yet to be determined, but definitely going to happen, our friends at Tito's Vodka are coming back as a sponsor as well.
Yay.
So we're very excited about
Yay,
that.
Tito's.
Yay, Tito's! And we have other things in the works, of course, for the festival, but. Yeah, one of the things we decided we wanted to do this year, because we love to spend money and not make any, is we're doing a Thursday night pre-festival thing
Okay.
out at the site at Bucksport Marina
Yeah.
for the employees, the volunteers, the band, any of the bands that come early, the vendors. Everybody's going to be able to come in that's
That's awesome.
working the festival or vending at the festival. Everybody's going to be able to come in a day early to set up. And we're going to have like a little party that night. We're going to light a fire of you know, to be determined size. And
yeah.
and we're gonna have Cornbread come out and play.
We're going to have Cornbread come on and
So
play.
we're very excited about our
How about
delivery
that?
party because we just want to show our appreciation. We literally could not do this festival without our vendors and our food vendors and
they're the glue.
our volunteers and everything, because the volunteers we don't have to pay, and the food vendors and the vendors pay us, and well, we all know that's how festivals work. But I mean, we need, in order for us to be able to, you know, present the level of entertainment we wish to present.
Indeed.
You know, we have to do certain things. So we just want all the people who help us out. Because at the end of the day, literally, the Waccamaw Getaway Music Festival is put on by, what is it, 6 people? Mm-hmm. There's me and Scott Hyman and Seth Funderburg and my lovely wife and Leah and Tammy. That's our crew. That's our crew.
Your think tank.
The whole Waccamaw Getaway Festival is presented by those 6 people. And we have volunteers that help us out, of course, and we have, you know, we have, again, the vendors and the folks from Over the Moon Productions coming in to do the Fire and Flow thing.
It's going to be awesome.
It really is. But we get a lot of help. So we appreciate that. So we want to show our appreciation. So we're going to let Cornbread play and burn wood and tap a keg of New South and have some fun.
And to get it out there, it's on the river, the most beautiful area. Come on, get out there.
Yeah, right.
For $99.
There it is.
For 3 days, right?
For 3 days.
3
It's really that
days.
simple. It is, once again, May 24th through the 26th.
Oh, yeah.
At Bucksport Marina. If you went to the last year's festival or Reggae on the Waccamaw or the first one, Bucksport Marina is going to look a little different when you get there this time. You know, full disclosure, the flooding after Hurricane Florence was not kind to us. Many things had to be taken down. The big bathhouse in the middle is going.
Oh, that's
the
a bummer.
big metal boathouse where we had to put the vendors the first year, that is going as well. And the restaurant, we were all like, there's your water line in all the buildings. I mean, everything was just. We walked into.
That's awful.
We walked into the what was the kitchen of the restaurant, and everything is crusty and dirty and moldy and nasty. And I mean, there's like it's not like somebody said, "Is it worth the price to clean this up, or should we just tear it down?" It's like that's got to go.
Yeah.
So permanent structures will the beautiful thing. Where the stage is fine, the bar is fine, and the roof and pavilion that is over the music area is fine. So we still have a dry music space no matter what the weather happens.
That's good.
So we still have that.
So the music never stops.
Right. It never would anyway unless there was lightning, but no, we don't have to worry about that. We do that structure remains sound. The docking is all sound.
Yeah.
So
it sucks they did lose the other stuff.
But you know what? At the end of the day, we will have the bathhouse is gone. We will have shower facility, a couple of shower trailers, and we're looking to put a cool water shower outside too if we can. The camping will not be affected. Vendors are going to have to bring their own easy ups, which they're used to doing anyway, and otherwise everything should be about the same. So we're really
fun.
We're really looking forward to it. I have the lineup.
Yeah, we're
right
just
here,
going to ask about that.
with the exception of our final headliner, which we will be announcing Tuesday, 1 week from yesterday. So,
is it who I think it is?
I don't know. Who do you think it is?
I don't want to say it.
Then don't say it. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But I don't know. I honestly do not know who you think it is, so I can't really answer that question.
I doubt it.
Okay, you probably know who I think it might be.
No, I just no.
Okay. Well, what we have so far, let's start with that. This is the lineup as it stands right now. We have Danger Muffin coming, and this is going to be this is going to be the first time that we have Danger Muffin in the area with their new lineup.
Yes. I heard about that.
For anybody who may not know, they're former drummer / stand-up bass player is Steven Sandifer. He was their drummer for years, and then he started playing stand-up bass, and they got Smoochie to come and play drums.
Yeah.
And Smoochie, Adam, is still in the band. But Steven made the decision that as of last week in Folly Beach when they played at Folly Gras.
Yeah.
That would be his last show with the band, and apparently mutual decision. Everybody's fine with everybody, brothers till the end.
Yeah.
The guys in Danger Muffin are some of my favorite people in the world on a personal level as well as a
yeah.
musical level, and I actually looked at. I saw Steven last weekend when he was sitting and playing with the Everyone Orchestra at the Poorhouse, and I was like, "Tell me everybody's okay with everybody," and he said, "Everybody's okay with everybody."
That's good.
So
those guys have been at it for a long time.
they have. Steven's been in that band for a decade.
Yeah.
So he's got some new experimenting he's going to do, and but Danger Muffin will have a new stand-up bass player, and they will be joining us at the festival. And we couldn't be more excited. They were. When we first came up with this idea 3 festivals ago, we said we want Danger Muffin, and it's taken us a little time, but we got them. We got them.
Exciting.
So we're very excited because usually the last couple of years they've been doing a festival in California.
Oh, yeah.
On Memorial Day weekend. So
I always loved it. We've shared a stage with those guys a couple times, I think, at Boathouse.
Yeah.
Those guys are always awesome. I'm glad that we go first because we could never follow that.
You guys are perfect for Thursday night. You are the perfect band for Thursday night. You know what to play. You've got some original stuff. You know everybody's favorites and how to turn them into something different, and nobody butchers a lyric like you. So, I mean...
Right?
You're the perfect band
right?
for Thursday night.
My YouTubers know. I played a bunch of songs the other night. They know that nobody ruins lyrics like I can.
But you've made a career out of it, and you've made it your own.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in all fairness, when you give the wrong lyrics, they're usually pretty interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The meaning of the song stays there. But anyway, I didn't mean to hijack your
You ain't hijacking nothing. We're having fun. This is what we do when we sit together. So we've got Danger Muffin. Then we also have, we're incredibly excited about this. And my hope is that, cold day, hot beverage. My hope is that I can get people to understand not only how awesome this is, but how rare it is. Because I don't think people see it through that lens.
No, I don't either.
You know what I'm saying, right?
I do.
People don't see it through the lens, through that lens, and I want to put it through this lens. We have Nick and the Nomads coming. Now, Nick and the Nomads is Nick McDaniels, Jesse Hensley, and Ben Vinograd from Big Something, along with Leo from Leo. I'm having a space minute here. Leo's from Urban Soil. He plays bass, and then we've got Julian from the Mantras to play on keyboards.
Yeah.
Okay, it's kind of super group, but see, you have to understand is this group doesn't play together hardly at all because the Mantras and Big Something and Urban Soil, for that matter, are constantly playing, constantly touring. And in order for this band to be together, all 3 bands have to be off.
Yeah.
And this is we haven't released the schedule yet, but I'll say this. This is a Saturday night on Memorial Day weekend. And all 3 of and this band was available.
That's crazy.
All 5 of these guys are available to play and excited about playing. And I have not seen them, but I have seen video. I have listened to live recordings of them.
Man, that SoundCloud page that you shared the other day, I stayed on that for an hour.
Now, I'll grant you, we are, this is an original music festival. We are not looking, to spend 3 days hearing, covers and tributes and things. And Nick and the Nomads is a cover band, but they cover things you wouldn't expect. They cover it in their own way, and most of the songs you probably won't even know, so you won't know that they're covers. They opened the show I listened to. They opened their set with Sturgill Simpson's "Brace for Impact."
That's pretty strong,
and it rocked.
Sturgill's great.
Yeah,
he is. Yeah.
So
tried, didn't happen.
Yeah, we did try. We tried. Sturgill's great. Sturgill's expensive.
Oh, I believe it.
But you got to understand, seeing Nick and the Nomads is a privilege because you're not going to get very many chances to see them. It's a rare occasion, and we couldn't be more excited to have them. Since we have Nick and the Nomads featuring members of the Mantras and Urban Soil, one of the things we had to do to get them, and we were thrilled to do it was book the Mantras and Urban Soil. So we're very excited about that.
Gotta have that.
Urban Soil was at the festival last year, and they just killed it. But the Mantras, we are so excited to get the Mantras. I mean,
I'm not familiar with them.
the Mantras are from North Carolina, and they have their own festival, Mantra Bash. They're doing Mantra Bash this year. It's a 2-day festival.
Yeah.
One band, the Mantras, 7 sets, and people are just going crazy.
What?
There's only a certain number of tickets available.
You can do that?
There's only a certain number of tickets
It's
available,
different.
and they're going to sell it out.
It's different.
That's wild.
But these guys are phenomenal. They're just so good. Their new album is called Be the Light, and it is amazing. You know how you're always looking for a new album to check out?
Oh, yeah.
The Mantras, Be the
Mantras,
Light.
Be the
I
Light.
promise you, I will look you in the eye and promise you, you will love this fucking album.
It's getting around to that time where I abandoned television shows so much, start listening to more music.
There you go. There's your first shot. And look into their live stuff. I mean, it's all over.
I'm a live guy anyway.
It's all over YouTube. It's all, they've got their own pages and shows and archive.org.
Yeah.
Find their live stuff. They're just insane. There's a full live pro shot soundboard show on YouTube that I found. I shared it on the Waccamaw Getaway page. And it's crazy. We sat, just watched the whole thing on our big show. It's just crazy.
Dude,
good.
Couch Tour is the best thing ever, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Next best thing to be in there.
Wow.
Right.
Love it.
But
Love it. Especially Fish on New Year's Eve.
yeah, that's always a blast.
Oh, yeah.
When we're not seeing Big Something in Raleigh.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have the Mantras. We have Urban Soil, which is a band from Raleigh. They are so good. The female guitarist, lead singer, fiddle player, just
That's awesome.
awesome. 2 words. Dr. Bacon.
Okay.
If you don't know
I'm
Dr.
into that.
Do you know Dr. Bacon?
No.
Dude.
Oh, my
Dude.
goodness.
Dr. Bacon.
I live under a rock. You
think
realize
so.
that.
Dr. Bacon is so hard to describe. They are a party. I mean, like, these guys are funky and rocking and weird and wonderful and
Everybody
twisted.
that sees them loves them.
They are so twisted. They are so much fun. I mean, the name says it all. Dr. Bacon.
Dr. Bacon,
Dr.
well,
Bacon.
one can save you and the other is just awesome.
Dr. Bacon.
That's
It's
a
all-
great name.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Wow. We are also pleased to welcome back for the 3rd year in a row. You know, there's certain bands that Waccamaw Getaway Festival is a second home.
Yes.
We like to think that we are their second home.
Yes.
And Groove Fetish is one of those bands.
Listen, I remember, and I think I've said this every time we've brought them up on this podcast. I remember seeing them when it was just Clay Kreitz. When it was
singer.
just Clay.
Yeah.
I remember when it was just Clay, and then he brought the band with him, and I think they were still just called Clay Kreitz. I don't even think they had a name yet. And then the next time I saw him, I was like, was that I was like, was that a fish or something? Is that a cover? No, that's original stuff. And I was like, no.
Yeah, they're amazing. And
Their progressiveness in that band is on another level.
if you are a fan of Humphreys, think Humphreys think Humphreys with the Allman Brothers keyboard player,
Yeah.
not with Greg. Yeah, think Humphreys with somebody playing a big old Hammond organ.
Yeah.
And more constant groove.
Dude, and Drew, that drummer.
Drew is an amazing drummer. He's also an amazing artist, by the way.
I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You would
Yes.
recognize Drew's work if you saw it. Drew and his partner Matt Way, who is our official photographer for the Getaway Festival,
Nice.
by the way, they have a company called Moon Days, and they design posters. And,
I think I've heard
I don't
that
know
name.
if you've heard of the band Dopapod, but
I've
they
heard of that.
recently did a reunion show. Or they're doing one or the other. It's at the Capitol Theater up north, the Cap. And they used Drew and Matt's artwork to promote it.
That's pretty impressive.
So,
It's that good.
yeah, but we are really excited to have Groove Fetish back. They're always a blast. The Freeway Jubilee, formerly the Freeway Revival. They have not. This is another thing that you're hearing about before most people hear about. The Freeway Revival is changing their name to the Freeway Jubilee. Their guitar player Tim Husk has decided to do solo stuff.
Yeah.
And again, in a nice situation where the band and Tim are still good friends and everything. Everything's cool there. But Tim put together a great album. I played one of his songs on the Head Shop a few weeks ago. Tim's really young and really good. So, he's
That's
off
a
there.
dangerous combination.
Yeah, so they got themselves a new guitar player. They also added Hunter on saxophone. He used to play with the band Silo Joe. And so Freeway now has a sax player too. And we saw it down in Charleston.
At the poorhouse.
At the poorhouse a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
it was sick.
Horns are so underrated, I think.
Oh, horns.
They add
definitely.
so much.
If you do it right.
Iwi or horns. Both.
We're big Casey Cransford fans around here. Big Casey Cransford fans around here. So we got the Freeway Revival, or the Freeway Jubilee now coming back. Another band that's coming back from last year, and this links back to Groove Fetish. Groove Fetish's original guitar player, Andy Blair.
Yeah.
Andy and Groove Fetish also remain friends, but Andy left the band a couple years ago. Was replaced by Josh, who does a phenomenal job. Mm-hmm. And Andy's got a new band together up in Raleigh called Majdika. And they played last year and left everybody's jaws on the floor. This is a bunch of virtuoso musicians who will melt your face.
Those are always fun.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that.
Another band who joined us last year that we invited back immediately because we had so much fun with them is Cosmic Superheroes. In just 1 year, that band has gotten a lot of fans in this area.
Were they formerly like the Supernauts or the Cosmonauts? Or?
No. You're thinking of Dubtown Cosmonauts.
Yeah.
But no, the Cosmic Superheroes are also out of Raleigh. They sent me a message before last year's festival and said, we want to come play. And I looked them up and I said, okay, come play.
Yeah.
And they came play, and they made a ton of fans here. Everybody loves them. They've been back in town a couple of times. These guys are just so much fun. And like Dr. Bacon, they're just a blast. They're goofy and awesome. And they're just awesome. I mentioned Josh Boyd, who is the guitar player for Groove Fetish now, the lead guitar player. He also has a band called Medicated Sunfish. And
these names are the best ever.
They will be joining us as well. Another new band joining us this year is Tub. Tub is also amazing. It's kind of jazz-based jam. Tub, their keyboard player is Daniel Combs. Daniel Combs was at the festival last year as a member of Jamin Brahman, and he orchestrated our end of the festival jam, where we had seven guys. We had five, like seven guys from 11 bands on stage. It was crazy.
It was fantastic.
It was a ball, and he is going to once again orchestrate a end of the.
You got to keep your head on a swivel to pull that off.
Right. And he's good at it, too. But he's got this new band together called Tub, and they're amazing, and they'll be there. The Right Avenue is coming back. Also a North Carolina band, really, really diverse. And I just can't wait to see those guys come back again.
Yeah.
We're really excited about all these bands. If you don't know their names, that's okay. If you're on YouTube watching us right now. If you like the Waccamaw Getaway Festival page on Facebook and on Instagram and all that stuff, we'll keep you up with what's going on. But if you search Waccamaw Getaway Festival on YouTube, you will find Waccamaw Getaway Festival 3 Radio. Set your YouTube for shuffle mode.
Yeah. And
hit play. And we've got stuff from every one of these bands on there.
Is it a YouTube playlist?
A friend of ours put it together for us.
Nice.
So it has been curated for awesomeness. So you will hear all that. Also, I haven't even finished with the lineup yet. We have also got Matt Parker and the Deacons coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Our buddy Matt is an amazing guitar player. One of the best singer-songwriters on the Grand Strand, my friend Brian Ressler. We are doing Breakfast with Brian Saturday and Sunday morning.
Yay.
So a nice Tito's Vodka Bloody Mary and some singer-songwriter stuff from Brian to start the day.
All of us singer-songwriters look up to Brian.
Yeah, well, you have to. He's like 8 feet tall. He makes you look like the little guy.
Good point.
So yeah, we've got Brian both mornings. This just added, and again, it hasn't even been added to the page yet, but we know that these two things are happening. One thing that has been added to the page, Friday night, we're going to have a late-night disco party. So bring your disco clothes, your polyester, your big old wings.
So excited for this.
We're going to do 70s disco awesomeness late night Friday night with DJ Paulie Paul. You know Paul.
I'm sure I do.
Paulie Paul is the DJ name for our old friend Paul Eubanks, who used to be in the band McDowell Shortcut. He used to be in Pluto, and he is active with me at South by Southeast. And you would know Paul if you saw him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But the other announcement involving Paul is Paul has a new band together, which features former members of the legendary McDowell Shortcut and the Envelopes. And the band is called the A Plus Bs. And they are going to play for one of their first times in public opening the festival this year.
That's awesome. I love
Every
a
year
good
we try to
regroup.
every year we try to open the festival with a local band that's doing something of note.
Yeah.
And last year we had Oracle Blue open the festival because they had just released their album and they
Yeah.
were playing those songs for the first time.
Yeah.
The year before that, we had Sweet Sweet open the festival because they were getting ready to do a set at Bonnaroo.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, this year we're doing the A Plus Bs because these are some of the, McDowell Shortcut is a legendary Grand Strand jam band. They were the first jam band we saw in town. The first time we saw somebody doing the Dead was the Mullets, but the first time we saw somebody up there just doing original jam, it was McDowell Shortcut.
I've heard only good
20
things about
years
them.
ago.
Yeah.
And, some of those guys have gotten back together with...
And that's my neck of the woods.
Yeah, so that's going to be really exciting. So we're going to have them open the festival for us. We've got other things in the works as well. We've got a couple of artists in residence who will be sitting in with anybody who will have them. Jackson Weldon of Dr. Bacon, he plays the lap steel and all kinds of weird and wonderful instruments, mandolin and everything. Jackson sat in with everybody last year on an unofficial level. He showed up at the gate and was like, "Can I play?" "Yeah, sure, go ahead." So we made it official this year. Also, a couple weeks ago, I was down in Murrells Inlet. Lynn and I were seeing Yarn at the Dead Dog. And our old buddy Parker DeWitt came up behind me. You know Parker.
Of course I know Parker.
Of course. Parker, is back living on the Grand Strand again.
Yeah.
And he is the drummer for the legendary Charleston band, the Blue Dogs, amongst other. He also plays with Machine Funk, Panic Tribute. And Parker is an amazing musician. And he's like, "Dude, can I be an artist at large?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I was so glad to run into him that night. So Parker's going to be there all weekend sitting in with anybody who'll have him on percussion.
He is one of, I would say, that I could count on one hand that anytime I see him in the room, they're welcome to come on stage. Anybody else, nobody else.
I've
really
seen
gets
Parker
that.
sit in with Danger Muffin. I've seen Parker sit in with all kinds of people. He's just a really great musician and a good guy. And
great ear, great harmonies.
Yeah, and we're just thrilled to have him. And we've got Annie, my little sister Annie, and her Over the Moon production people coming in to spin fire and LED stuff and have her fire and flow area like we do every year. And we've got the vendors coming in, and we've got food coming in, and we've got, am I missing anything?
Possibly kayaks.
Yes, we're working on a deal to have kayak rentals available because
that's fun.
The music is going to start a little bit later in the day.
Yeah.
We're going to start with Breakfast with Brian, and then we're going to take a break.
Yeah.
And we're right on the river.
It's like camp.
Exactly.
It is. It's exactly like going to camp. It's the camping and the river.
I went to camp as a kid.
The food and the vendors. What else do you want?
Yeah, it's
all there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a wonderful
And good
weekend.
people.
Amongst God and everybody, or whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it.
Lots
we've
of
got
good, fun-loving people.
And there's still a couple of things in the works. As I said, we are going to announce our third headliner on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay, this will be our third night headliner, and we are really excited about this one. This is a really solid band from nowhere near here. No, for people who I've had a couple of people say, "Man, you got a lot of North Carolina bands." Well, there's a lot of great bands in North Carolina.
Yes, there are.
But this particular band is not from the South, much less the Carolinas. So we're very, very
excited. And a newbie to some people, absolutely. But
this may be a new thing to you, but this band is getting the reception and the popularity up north that down here Big Something is getting. And bands like that, they're of that level up there, and they're coming down here. And this band has played at a bunch of festivals, and if this tells you anything, and you know, let's face it, people that come to music multi-day music festivals usually are pretty music snobby.
Oh yeah.
And I'm proud to be amongst those people. This band, every musician that I've told that this band was coming, just their face lit up, their eyes got all wide. They're like, really? Yeah, really. Oh my God, they're so awesome. So we're real excited about this one.
You guys can't know yet, but I'm going to find out as soon as we hit stop.
Yeah, as far as you know.
Jesus.
No, it's not Jesus. He wasn't available. We
Yeah,
tried.
it's Memorial Day weekend.
We tried. Well, you know. He's in great demand on Memorial Day weekend. But I apologize for anybody who's getting ready to make a pissed off comment.
We're safe here.
I know.
I see you guys in the chat. I see Smitty in there. What's up?
Hey, man.
Hey,
What up,
Smitty.
Jamie?
Smitty, you can't back out now. We just told everybody you're playing the Thursday night party. But, yeah.
Trust it from Scott and I. Even though you don't know all of the bands, they're phenomenal. I
Yeah.
mean, just give them a listen beforehand, and they're all great, great bands.
Yeah, and again, go find our YouTube playlist and like the Facebook page and the Instagram page. You can find all that information on there. The website is waccamawgetawayfest.com.
Yeah.
You can go there. There's a direct link for tickets there. Tickets are available at etix.com on a worldwide level.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a pain in the ass to go to just etix.com and start searching it out. So just go to the Facebook page or go to the website, and we have a little bit.ly link.
Yeah.
That'll take you right there to buy tickets. If you are local, Locals Advantage tickets are available while they last, and they ain't going to last much longer, at the New South Brewery. There are going to be a couple other places where they'll pop up. We're going to be announcing that soon as well. But the great thing about the Local Advantage tickets, these are $99 tickets.
Yes.
Okay. Now, a $99 ticket is an amazing price for the number of bands, the camping, the parking, everything. And everything is close together. This isn't like going to one of the festivals where you have to park your car in a lot that's a mile that way, and then you got to camp a mile that way, and the music area is a mile that way. Everything's right there. Everything's within a 3-minute walk of everything.
That's really good.
But we have to emphasize, it's not car camping, unfortunately, because of the mud situation.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have to park. You're gonna have to park your car, bring your camping stuff in, and park your car. But again, the beautiful thing is
It's not-
walking from where you park the car to where you're gonna camp.
Steps.
Less than 5 minutes. I mean, it's
yeah.
really everything's really, really close together.
That's good.
So that's really awesome, and it makes things a whole lot easier. But for 3 days, no extra charge for parking, no extra charge for camping. I mean, it's getting complicated to buy festival tickets now. You have to buy the tickets, buy the parking, buy the camping, get the upgrades, blah, blah, blah. You know, to be perfectly blunt and rude, we're not fucking around with any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay? We're not looking to have 10,000 people at Bucksport Marina. That's really not going to work out. There's one price for a 3-day ticket. It's $99. It includes all the bands, the parking, the camping, all of it. It's all right there. And if you're local, you buy those tickets at New South, or again, there'll be 1 or 2 other places we'll announce. You will not pay the service charge that ETIX charges. And because it's a $100 ticket, that service charge, $99 ticket, that service charge is somewhere around $12. So the way I'd figure it is you go to New South, you buy the tickets there, and take the $12 and have a couple of awesome local pours at the brewery. Everybody wins.
Absolutely.
And we're working on
Jamie's local.
Yeah. And we are working on a nice, he can't say that on the radio, so I'm not used to it. That's why I did it. You say that we're working on something right now that we're going to announce soon also. We're working on, this is another little behind-the-scenes secret that nobody knows. We're working on a Waccamaw Getaway Festival takeover of the New South Brewery.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now, breweries take over bars all the time.
Yeah.
Well, now a music festival is going to take over a brewery.
Oh, boy.
So we're working on this. We're hoping we've got some really good things happening here, so we're really hoping for that. But yeah, and there is also 1 or 2 other bands or artists that we are working on as well. I still have a couple of calls to make. And speaking of artists, the Art Tent will be back. and some phenomenal artists in there live
You
painting.
getting Smitty to do in there again?
Smitty will be in the art tent. Smitty will be in the art tent. Smitty is also designing something very special for us that I can't talk about right now, but it involves him, a paintbrush, and my pet turtle.
I think I've seen it.
I'll show it to you later.
I've seen it.
But yeah, Smitty's going to be in the art tent.
Thank you, Smitty, by the way.
Our brother Steven Rouleau will be there painting, and he is a phenomenal painter. He was there last year, ran the art tent for us last year, and he did such a phenomenal painting last year that we bought it and put it in our living room.
That's all you could ask for,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Love it,
that's the kind of people you
There
want
is
to surround yourself
nobody
with.
I mean, I've known and met and seen a ton of psychedelic type artists.
Yeah.
And all of them, I mean, you can't say one's better than the other. They're all
for
so
sure.
phenomenal. But we just saw, Steven's work does something for us. We are just
That's
nuts for
that's
it.
the art. That's what bridges the gap between it being just paint on a canvas and art.
Yeah.
Like something that makes you feel something.
And the beautiful thing is these artists come to the festival and the bands are playing, and that influences their painting. Sometimes some artists will take their easel and just go and sit next to the stage.
I've seen that. Jay Garcia used to travel with Sound Tribe back when I was really into that band, and I saw Jay Garcia on stage doing just whatever the music made him feel.
Exactly.
I've seen that, and that's really interesting.
Yeah, so we've got a nice selection of artists coming in. Our brother Matt Way, who is our photographer for Moon Days, he is going to curate the art tent for us, and he's got artists that he's inviting, and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
We are also, if you were at the Reggae on the Waccamaw, you'll remember we are going to attempt, the flooding did some damage to it, but we are going to attempt to rebuild the human foosball table.
Oh, I did see video of that, I think.
That is,
The only...
that's, you can't even, no.
There's no words for how awesome
There
that
really
is.
isn't.
That's one way to get everybody out there, just see
The only caveat on that is if you kick the ball, into the water, you're the one going after it.
You only got one.
But yeah, so again, tickets are on.
Later, Jamie.
Tickets are on sale now. Yeah, thanks for watching, Jamie. Tickets are on sale now. A sellout is not really a concern.
Yeah.
The tickets are not going to go up in price. We don't have 3, 4 tiers. Oh, if you buy before this date, it's going to be this. If you buy before this date, it's going to be...
Fire Festival.
Don't even get me started.
Oh, we'll get to that in a second. I do want you to finish.
Don't even get me started. But yeah, the
Wow.
tickets aren't going up in price. They're $99 for 3 days, and they're going to stay $99 for 3 days. If you buy them at the gate, they're going to be higher. There's no doubt about that.
Sure, yeah.
But
That's
I understand that there's no overwhelming pressure to buy early. But buy early. Buy tickets now.
Support us now.
Yeah, go to the brewery and buy the tickets. Go online to eTix. Buy the tickets now. Show the support to the local festival. Spread the word. Tell people that you're going, and convince them to go too. Because we've been hearing, the Waccamaw Getaway Festival happened because we've been hearing for years how we don't have anything here.
Yeah.
We don't have anywhere to go. I have to go to North Carolina to go to a music festival. How come we don't have anything here? How come we don't have anything here?
No excuses now.
We have something here, and we've created it to be a destination event. Make no mistake. We want people from out of town to come here. And yes, it is intentionally on Memorial Day weekend because I feel, and my partners feel, and my wife feels, and a lot of the bands feel, that Horry County does have something to offer on a holiday weekend that isn't involved in motorcycles. And I'm not going to get into the controversy of Black Bike Week or any of that. I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
I think, you know what? If you want to come here and spend your holiday weekend in Myrtle Beach, I don't care who you are, and I don't care how you got here. I really don't. But there are people that don't want to be in that atmosphere.
Yes.
I understand that. I don't want to be in the middle of it. I just don't mind that it's happening.
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
But people have stayed away from Horry County because of that, and some people who live here leave town.
Yeah.
That's why our slogan for the festival for locals is "Don't go away, get away."
Well, that's very true because a lot of people do leave town anytime the bikes show up.
You don't need to leave
Anytime,
town.
and I live in Merle's Inlet where all the biker bars like SBV and
during
all
bike
that
week,
there.
during Harley week.
Yeah, during Harley week, and I mean it's the same.
It's insane.
It's
It's crazy. It's fun. It's loud, and that's not what everybody wants. And I get that.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's an event going on in Horry County that is 50 miles away from the bikes, but
Yeah.
still within less than an hour from your house, wherever you happen to live.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's in the middle of nowhere, and yet it's still halfway between Conway and Georgetown. And it's right there. You're not affected by any motorcycle activity whatsoever. It's in a beautiful spot, and you don't have to leave town. You can come and camp with us for 3 days. Or you can go home at the end of the day and come back in the morning. It's up to you. The ticket includes camping. You don't have to camp there, but it's a reason to stay here.
That's what's appealing about it.
That's why we wanted to do it Memorial Day weekend, and that's why we named it the Getaway Festival.
That's actually really wise.
You know,
I hadn't thought about that.
so we encourage people to come, of course, but tell other people, tell your friends out of town. This is a great excuse for people to come to town for the weekend and come and stay and camp and enjoy these bands. Everybody's welcome. You know, you want to bring kids, bring kids. We don't have a slate of kids activities or anything.
Yeah.
But the festival is what I call hippie kid friendly.
Oh yeah, hippie kids.
Like if
have a
you
ball.
are the type of parent that doesn't mind your kids being around people who may or may not be a little bit not clear-headed,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a lot of music and a lot of laughing people and a lot of colorful things. If that's kid friendly to you, then bring your kids by all
Yeah.
means. You know, last year was wonderful. Saturday night we're out there. The band is raging on stage, and there's like 10 kids in the middle of the dance floor kicking around balloons.
What more do you want?
They were
Yes, the
they
kids were having a
having
great time. The
great
adults were
time.
having. Everybody was having a great time. So it's a nice, safe environment. It's a good time. It's a beautiful spot. It's affordable. $99 for 3 days of camping and music. Really?
Yeah, that's very, very reasonable.
I mean, it's
considering all
and,
that's included.
and it's yours. It's local. I mean, it's a destination event. We would love to bring people in from North Carolina and Columbia and Florence and Greenville, Spartanburg, Charleston, Georgia. Please, by
Yeah.
all means, come in for the weekend. I mean, I travel 6 hours for a music festival.
100%.
But locals support this. We all hear it a lot. Right? I mean, why don't we have more things
Yeah.
here? If you want things
No
here,
bands will come here. Blah blah
if
blah.
you want things here, you have to support them.
Yeah.
It's really that simple.
And emphasize Bucksport Marina, because there is a name that's close to it that's in Conway, and that is the
Yeah,
wrong
if you
park.
if you are GPS searching it, make sure it's Bucksport Marina, not Bucksport Park
or whatever.
Captain Bucksport.
It's
It
not
is
in,
Captain
it's not,
Bucksport.
It's
Bu-
not in the
Bucksport.
downtown area. It is not there.
No, it is on Highway 701 between Conway and Georgetown.
That's easy enough.
It is.
See, and the internet is making it even easier for all of this stuff to be obtained.
Yep.
Listen, imagine, and I said this on a podcast recently, we were a generation of people who learned how to use the Dewey Decimal System and then were gifted the internet. So we could use it as a tool to find things instead of just a means to live through. And I know, see, that being said, Google where the place is and get there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And, tell people, share it. Help us out here.
Yes.
We're trying to build something here. We really are. Let me see if I can get you to understand this. I mentioned sponsors. Tito's Vodka is the only sponsor that's not local.
That is pretty awesome.
Okay? New South Brewing is local.
Yeah.
Obviously, the radio stations are local. Get Right Promotions, again, 6 people, all who live
Yeah.
here. Okay? We had my friend Trent Chambers, the attorney. He was one of our sponsors for Reggae on the Waterway. We're hoping he's going to work with us again. But, again, local. Okay?
Yes.
We have local people working at the festival, volunteering at the festival. There's local people who work at the campground. There will be local people setting up the stage. There will be local people running the soundboard. Everything is done by people here. okay?
Oh, yeah.
If you want these kind of things here, you have to support them when they get here. Okay, because contrary to popular belief, the one thing the 6 of us don't have is endless supplies of money. So if this is not supported, we cannot continue to do it. It's that simple. None of us are expecting to get rich, but we can't, wind up, in the homeless shelter either.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's that simple.
And you're offering something great to the community anyway, so, I mean, I don't see why there should be a problem with folks showing out for it. And not showing out, but showing up.
Right, but I mean, buy your tickets now, because if you don't, okay, no, we're not going to sell out. No, the price isn't going to go up. But here's what is going to happen. If you don't buy your tickets in advance like this, like, what is it, 6 weeks out, give or take?
Oh, it's more than that.
I mean, it's the middle.
End of May.
All right, so more. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's almost 2 months out.
Yeah, over 2
6
months.
to 8 weeks, whatever.
Right.
Between now and then, if you procrastinate buying these tickets,
Yeah.
somebody's going to invite you to a picnic. Somebody's going to invite you to a barbecue. Somebody's going to invite you to something that's going to be a lot less awesome. But you're going to say yes because you haven't made your plans yet, and then you're going to go, oh, shit, I was going to go to Waccamaw. Oh, well, maybe I'll go for a day or something. And the next thing you know, you won't go, and then you'll go back to your life after Memorial Day weekend, and you'll hear from a lot of people that you know how much fun it was, and you'll feel like the guy who got left out. Don't be the guy who got left out. Buy your tickets now, make your plans now, so that when they invite you to the party with a bunch of kids running around the pool being obnoxious, not having fun like they will at the festival, you'll be sitting at don't be the guy sitting at that pool going, I wish I was at Bucksport. Man, why am I not at Bucksport? Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
That's a hell of a way to describe it.
Don't be that
You don't want to be the ones that miss out.
No, don't be that guy. Missing
A
it.
lot of people were sorry for the first and second year that they didn't go.
The things that happen.
I am too, and I hate to just being in gigging. So I mean, and we'll be there obviously for the.
Well, Smitty will be there all weekend, so you ain't got gigs that weekend unless you're booking solo gigs.
Oh yeah, well I think that might be an American Sound weekend.
Or that might be a Kelsey's at the Waccamaw Getaway Festival, leave you the fuck alone weekend.
It could be. You never know. You
know
never know
what
with me.
I know what a hermit you are, but there's a lot of room out there.
I am a hermit.
There's a lot of room.
You can be a hermit, but once that music starts, you're not gonna stay a hermit.
See, I have this weird thing with live music to where I practice a lot in my head. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but I'm crazy. So when I'm hearing music, I'm playing along with them no matter what. Like, and I remember there was one time I was not clear-headed, if you get what I mean.
Trying to keep up with the chat.
I was not clear-headed. I was definitely under the influence of situations and things, and I was playing along with this band as hard as I could, and then midway through that I looked down and realized I'm not holding my guitar. But I was like making mistakes and things like that, so it was like, wow, I was really just playing guitar. Like I could hear that it might not have been in tune or whatever, and I was making mistakes. So I'm like, oh, so I'm playing with them along with them in my head. And now when I'm listening to music, anytime I get done, I'm exhausted. Like I've just played a gig. So when I'm in the middle of this,
Well, and that's the beauty. You can just go and say, I'm exhausted. I'm going to go fall in my tent. Step, 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 crash. I got an answer for every excuse.
I know
so
you
don't
do.
even
I
bother.
know you do. That's
Just
why I'm not. That's
be
not
there.
bothering.
Be there. You know. But
You know what it is when you go to a festival, you meet such fantastic people that you won't be a hermit. I can guarantee that.
Oh
Because
yeah, I'm sure.
you start having a conversation like we are here, and one thing leads to another, and it goes through the night.
there it
You
is.
meet new people.
That's the thing that I
New
need
family.
to work on in my life is like trying to get out of my house, because I'd spend all of my time and all my energy trying to figure out how to remain indoors. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you need to stop that shit.
I know, man.
And I'll tell you why. Because, there's a lot of people.
I agree.
There's a lot of people that are
Yeah.
like that, and that's fine, and I get it. And the funny thing is most of the time, people who are hermits,
Yeah.
it's for the best. A lot of
Yeah.
them, you try to put them among social situations. They're just unpleasant people to begin with.
But
you're not. You're not that way.
I
You're
know.
a good, kind, loving, happy person.
I know, and I thank you for
And,
that.
and I realize that when I say you're a happy person, happy is a relative term. We all go through our our shit.
Yeah,
you and I have talked about this.
Oh,
but,
for sure.
But that being said, you don't, from where I sit, when you do go out in the world, you don't have bad things happen to you. You have good things happen to you. You come out in the world, you come out here and do this.
Yeah.
We laugh, we joke around, we have some fun.
Yeah, for sure.
You go
Well,
out
it's
and
the
play a
same
gig,
thing.
you have fun.
Yeah.
You get positive feedback wherever you go. When you step out of the house, you don't get hassled, you get hugged.
Yeah, I know. And you know what's weird is that doesn't like. I don't know. Sometimes I would still just be like, oh man, even amidst love and just with people wanting to be around me and things, it just
Be accepting of that.
Yeah, I have
I
a
know
hard
it's
time
hard.
with that.
No,
I don't know why. I just have a hard time with that, and like,
I understand that. I really do.
I don't know.
But
Gotta love yourself, man.
That I'm working on. That I'm getting there. Like I'm getting there.
Yeah, I ain't there either, but
I'm getting there. Yeah, we've had those conversations, and believe it or not, we haven't talked over the winter yet.
Well, that's because you hibernate in the winter.
Yeah. But I've had actually the least depressed season. Like, and I have seasonal depression. I've had the least depressed winter I believe I've ever had.
Is it possible that this is part of the reason?
Absolutely, this is part of the reason and I talked to my YouTube folks the other night for like almost 3 hours and saying that I really want to communicate with people and I really want to talk to people and spend time with people, but I can't mentally make myself leave my house like to do this. Like, I can't mentally convince myself that, okay, you can leave the house and you'll be fine. There won't be any anxiety. There won't be any panic attacks. You'll be fine.
And when you do that, you're usually right.
Yes, but on the off chance that I'm wrong, it's really strenuous on me mentally and really, really bad.
Maybe we got to find. Maybe we just got to figure out a way to just drag you out.
Yeah, right. Well, here's the thing.
What I'm saying, what I mean by that is
not drag you out in the sense of forcing you to.
No, but walking out with somebody. So you're not walking out into the world alone.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, is I never feel alone. Even when I'm by myself, I never feel alone. Ever.
Well,
so you're comfortable.
I've played all my cards I give.
No. I hear you, man. No, and I'm not trying to
You're comfortable
contradict.
being alone. There's a lot of people
really
that
am.
don't even like that.
And the reason that is because I realized that a lot of my depression stemmed from fear of being alone. So I went through this time period and where I was like trying to conquer things that I feared. And then I realized, maybe I'm not scared of scary movies because I'd love them now after I purged myself.
Yeah, I went the opposite direction. I
Well,
used to love them, and now I don't watch them anymore.
I love scary movies now, and I used to hate them. They used to give me nightmares. And then now I'm like, I used to fear being alone and not wanting to be by myself and always trying to surround myself with people. And then I realized that I have one of those personalities that I want to become who they want me to be rather than being myself. So I was like, I don't really know who I am. So I wanted to make myself spend time alone so that I would learn who I was, like figure out who I am as a person. And that's why I've done this. So I can you remember when I was telling you, like, I watch every episode of the podcast? I wanted to see who I was. I wanted to learn who this person is that I'd never met.
That's a huge step that you've made.
I think so too, and that's I'm in the middle of it. I'm still stepping.
I couldn't do that. I mean,
sure you could.
No, what I mean is I can be a part of it, but I could not do it by myself like you have. You've done it solo.
It's therapy. It's therapeutic.
Yes.
This is my shrink, basically. This is my psychiatrist. Like, this is, and that's what I'm saying. I love sitting here talking to these people that are watching from all over the world I can physically be by myself in the comfort of my own home, and I know that everybody who's watching is also comfortable in their own homes, and that really does something for me. But that being said,
couch touring for podcasts. Huh?
Well, absolutely couch touring, and it's I find that I really enjoy observing the world from home. And I like that. That's something that brings me happiness right now. But in overcoming these things to where I'm like, I really need to start getting out of the house and walking around the block or something like that, which is going to be my little small steps into like becoming a functioning member of society again, which is our end goal, I think. But who knows?
That's all I got on that.
Yeah.
I'm glad we could,
But
be
who
here to
knows?
get you out of the house.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I love doing this stuff, but it's always on like I feel like I'm always on borrowed time. If
Yeah.
that makes any sense, do you get that at all?
I don't know what you mean.
Like I'm always like, it seems like I leave my house and a ticker starts, and then it's like after I get to a certain point,
You got to get back.
yeah.
That's like a phobia, maybe?
Maybe.
More than a
And Adam's
anxiety?
the one that started. It's anxiety, but Adam's the one that called
It
it
is?
out to begin with. He was like, "Dude, you can't breathe out of the inlet, can you?" And I was like, "Man, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I can't. Maybe I do have an issue to where I can't be too."
I mean, you're fine right now.
Yeah, like I'm fine right now, and even talking about it, I'm fine right now. Even
But as
like-
soon as you get in your car to leave here, all you want to do is go home.
Yes. Well, and I'll in my mind, I'm like, I'm in Myrtle. I'm never in Myrtle. I could stop here. I could do this and I could do that.
But I
as
don't
soon
want to, right?
As soon as I get in my car, like it's like it knows the way home, and it goes there. And I'll be fine. Like I said, and then when I play music, and to be perfectly honest, I used to not be able to, and I don't even know if I want to. I'm not going to say what I was going to say because it's like incriminating. But there's been a certain change that I've had in my life lately to where I have something that I normally wouldn't have with me at all times, that kind of extends my ability to stay out away from home for longer, and that's as far as I'm going to go with that.
Completely understand.
Yeah.
Well, we've had that a similar experience where we've been out and there's been so many people and chaos and blah, blah.
Yeah.
We just have to get home. It's your
Yes.
safe place. But there's a limit to the safe place.
I think so too. I think I might have worn out my welcome in my own house. It's like, you just get out of here.
House-
My couch is like, get off.
houses.
Get out of here.
You've been sitting on me for too long.
Yeah.
You got a big ass.
Just get out of here, man. Go do a lap. Go do some laps, man. And I'm getting there. I'll eventually be able to be a functioning
Right now,
part
I
of
think you're
society.
doing great.
So there you go.
That's
So,
a beginning.
So, here's another complete change of the subject.
uh-oh.
Have you seen the Michael Jackson thing yet?
No.
No.
I don't
You
know.
mean the documentary?
Yes.
That,
I mean, I have seen news reports about it. I have seen interviews with the guys that are in it.
Yes.
I have very specific opinions of a couple of things, this Michael Jackson thing and related stuff.
Yeah.
That some people will go, fuck yeah, and some people will go, fuck you. But it's the way I feel.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's a pedophile. He was a pedophile.
Yes.
It's really
Obvious.
that simple.
It's really obvious.
Everybody knew it. Up until he died, it was either he is or we just don't know.
But there was
But
not a
there was no, of course he's not, other
Yeah.
than from him
Yeah, exactly.
and his people.
that's a hard
And
road to go down to even.
yeah, I mean,
Discuss
After seeing this
that.
documentary, though, I
but I have not seen it. But I've seen interviews with the guys, and frankly, I don't know. Let me put it to you this way:
yeah.
R. Kelly's getting the shit beat out of him right now,
Yes.
and he deserves it.
Deservedly, yeah.
Okay. And everybody in the country, with except for a small contingency of his hardcore fans,
Yeah.
are like, "Are you serious? Are we even having this conversation? Lock the guy up. He likes to sleep with 14-year-old girls.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
not cool.
Not cool at all."
Not.
But hardly anybody has given R. Kelly a pass. Almost everybody is like, "Yeah, to hell with that guy, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
am I seeing it wrong, or is that what you're seeing as well? People
yeah,
are not
same
giving
thing.
R. Kelly a pass. They are holding his feet to the fire and saying, you did this.
Correct.
Okay? But there's a shit ton of people that want to give Michael Jackson a pass because they love his music so much.
You can love
Yes.
somebody just like Bill Cosby.
Yeah,
You can love somebody's work, but there's a level
There's
of...
a line.
There's a level, and there's a line.
Yes.
Correct.
I have never been a huge fan of Michael Jackson's work. I appreciated the fact that he was talented.
Yeah.
When people said, look at how talented this guy is, I never said, no, he's not. No, he was exceptionally talented. It just
Absolutely.
wasn't my kind of thing. In the 80s, I did not care for pop music. I didn't want it. If it had a dance beat or even smelled of hip-hop, I didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
I was a Rush kid. I was
Rock and roll,
a
damn
Led
it.
Zeppelin kid. I was, my favorite bands were Rush and ELO and Floyd, and then I got into hair metal and all that stuff. I mean, I had no use for it. But I get it. He's talented, okay? But I don't care how much you love Billie Jean, and I don't care how badass you think Bad is. Michael Jackson was a pedophile.
100%.
And it's time to stop giving the guy a pass, because every time the subject is brought up, there's always somebody in the room that goes, I don't know, nobody ever proved it, and he's such a musical genius. You know what? Like she said, Bill Cosby was a comic genius too.
Yes, he was.
But you can bet your ass I'm never going to probably listen to a Bill Cosby record again. I still find it, and I won't say that all of a sudden the stuff's not funny. The guy was a comic genius.
Yes.
I loved listening to him tell stories. But now, when you hear him or when you see him,
All
that's
I can-
all
It's
you
like
can
a
see.
horrible-
That's
Yeah,
all
same
you can
here.
see is
a
the
horrible
rapist.
Yeah.
And I'm
I've
sorry.
got Bill Cosby vinyl too. Still,
Yeah.
like I've got Bill Cosby comedy records,
too.
and I'm like, what do I do with this? Like, I know I'm never going to be able to listen to this and enjoy it again.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
I just don't.
There's a line that's been crossed, and it's coming out more and more every day.
Yeah,
By,
I mean,
Yeah.
by these two girls that are, yes, over 21, but at the same time, they've been with him for a few years now. So they were underage, apparently,
Yeah.
according to one of the girls' parents.
Oh
They
yeah,
come out
for
and
sure.
spoke today.
And then
I'm
nobody.
talking about R.
Yeah,
Kelly.
yeah. Nobody's giving him a break. Just
No,
like we were saying,
no,
nobody's giving him a
no.
break on that, and I don't think Michael Jackson deserves it, especially now that this documentary has come out. Not to say that it didn't happen before this documentary came out. You know, I'm not trying to say that at all, but I mean, this documentary shed a lot of light
and there's
on the allegations that started in 1993.
and there's a lot of people who have commented that this documentary isn't right or isn't fair because they didn't talk to any of the members of the Jackson family. They didn't
They've done
present
that for
both sides.
years. They've
Yeah.
done it
And
for
I was like, this is not a news report. This guy is not a journalist. He's a filmmaker.
Yeah.
He saw these two guys and said, I want to tell their story. I want to let them tell their story. And he did.
Yeah.
It was never his intention to present it as a fair and balanced thing. It was, wow, these guys have a fascinating story. I think people should hear it. I'm
Yes.
going to film it. So he did. I've never even questioned it. Michael Jackson was one of those people. I don't want to say, I don't want to give an analysis. I mean, despite the fact that you and I just talked about your phobia of leaving the house, we are not trained therapists. We do not know any. I don't know a damn thing about being a shrink, but from my point of view, I think Michael Jackson gets a pass. I don't think he deserves one. And you know what? There are certain people like R. Kelly and like Michael Jackson and like 100 other people that you can list if you really tried, from Mel Gibson on down the line, that when it comes to certain things, you just don't deserve the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly.
Okay? You know, Mel Gibson, when you're standing there and somebody's videotaping you in a racist rant and there's no way you can deny that, it's right there on video.
And you keep going. And he kept going.
And and he kept,
I was just finishing.
Oh,
sorry. I was just saying.
you confused me for a minute. No, you're right. And he kept going. Okay.
No. I
I'm
wasn't
sorry,
like you.
dude. You don't necessarily deserve the benefit of the
Yeah,
doubt.
absolutely.
Because you've doubled down on the idea that you didn't do anything wrong. you know, I just feel like there are certain things that are really egregious, really awful. And it's like, unless you can come up with some kind of definitive proof. You know, I know that we live in a land of innocent until proven guilty. And I would hope if I ever get accused of anything that the innocent until proven guilty thing is applied to me. But I just think there's certain circumstances where the truth just seems so damn obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, to this day, most people think O.J. Simpson did it. I mean, you know, I don't know if he did or he didn't, but if you feet to the fire, what do you think? Yeah, I think he did it.
Yeah.
But I'm no cop. You know, I don't know. But
the cops would be a lot cooler if you were one of the people counted amongst them, I bet.
Wow. Chaos. Absolute chaos. Yeah, the cops would be in great shape. I'd refuse to carry a gun. So
Andy didn't carry a gun. Andy Griffith didn't carry a gun. He was a sheriff.
yeah, and the worst thing he had to deal with was what's his name, the town drunk.
Yeah, Otis.
Oh.
Otis. But yeah, I don't know. I may watch it. I haven't watched it. I may watch it. At this point, I don't feel that there's anything that could convince me that Michael Jackson was innocent because but
It takes someone, particularly a guy, to step up and forward and tell their story like that. That takes a heck of a lot of courage to do that.
Absolutely, it does.
And there's no way that they're getting anything substantial out of it. Except being able to get it out.
Get it off their chest,
Get
exactly.
it out.
yeah, there's been people and the Jackson, this cracks me up. This is hypocrisy from hell. The Jackson estate is saying that these two guys are only in it for the money. They never got paid to do this movie.
Yeah.
They haven't made any money. But the Jackson estate insists that these people are only in it for the money. And in order to prove how awful it is that these two people are only in it for the money, they sued HBO for $900 million or something crazy out.
Michael Jackson's estate?
Yeah, they're suing HBO for $100 million.
Because
who's in it for the money here?
Who wants the money,
right?
Really?
You know, I mean...
I just see this... I see this thing... And I hear all these stories these kids tell, and I had to turn it off to start with. Like, I turned it off, and I was like, there's no way I can finish this. Because just hearing these guys talk about these things when he was like, I was 7 years old, and talks about all the stuff that Michael Jackson did to him, and I'm like, dude, I can't even.
Yeah.
You know what? I turned off that evil for something less evil.
Yeah, but it's fictional, and it's a great book.
Right.
And I still haven't seen the new version of the movie.
Well, that's
because
the new one's the one I watched.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet because to me the clown will always be Tim Curry.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, I'm looking at the chat. Yeah, don't even think about bringing politics into this. Okay, we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah, we're not doing it.
Don't go there. Okay.
Yeah.
Politics.
Somebody said something about Nancy Pelosi.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't mess with that.
Yeah, and by the way, her name is spelled with an E.
Yeah, I don't mess with that.
So let's not talk about that. You know what? Because at this,
How did politics?
I don't even know. So
No, that's just they're probably chatting with each other.
they are.
Okay.
They are.
And that's totally fine. Chat away.
Chat
And
amongst yourselves.
Like I said, I'll look back through those later, and we might do a little late night session this evening. Dude, the other night I just noodled around on my guitar like for 2.5 hours. I just grabbed my guitar and I just sat. Yeah, where are we? Yeah, it's we'll probably wrap this up in a second. But I was just sitting there with my guitar, talking to the YouTube chat for like 2.5 hours, just noodling on guitar, playing songs. I threw a couple of originals out because I never play originals. And we started adding a few in Cornbread's set here and there, but just we've said it. The 90% of the people want to hear the same dozen songs.
Well, again, it all depends on where you're playing and who you're playing for.
Exactly.
You know, I mean,
and we're very coherent about that.
There is plenty, and you and I have talked about this. There is plenty of room for covers and original music out there in the world, and whatever you're in the mood for, you should absolutely pay a cover and go and see it.
100%.
But you know, when you talk about like our music festival is an original music festival.
Yeah.
We didn't book any tribute bands this year. Not that there's a problem with tribute bands.
Yeah.
There's not. Our first year, we had Kid Drew doing the Allman Brothers tribute. We had our buddies Sean and Machine Funk doing the Widespread Panic tribute.
Yeah.
Even had Randall Bramlett sit in with Machine Funk on Low Spark of High Heeled Boys, one of those epic moments that happens at Waccamaw that people talk about endlessly. But mostly the festival's focused on original music. And we live in an area where tribute bands are here all the time.
Yes.
So we're trying to do something a little bit different. But, you know, if there are people that, they'll go out every weekend and they just want to go out and see somebody, you know, play some Zeppelin.
Oh, for sure.
Or play Brown Eyed Girl or whatever. Some of us would much rather go out and see, you know... I've gotten to the point where some of my favorite bands, I'll go see them and they'll play a cover and I'm like, dude, great job on the cover, but... man, I would have rather heard another one of your songs. You know? Yeah. It all depends what you're in the mood to do and what you're in the mood to hear. Yeah. I think if Cornbread wanted to play more originals, they could.
Yes.
And I think that people just have to get used to it, and before you know it, they'll be asking you to play those songs.
That's what's happened lately. Like, we're getting requests for a couple of originals, like. Just about every gig now, people are showing up to see us and are asking for our originals, and like it's different when it's a request. Like we'll choose songs that are always covers, but then every now and again, and plus there's a couple of originals that we've got that has a few choice words in it that can't be omitted, that are just necessary. And
well, you're in
do
unless you're out doing a you know a public event in a like out in Market Common or something. You're in a bar, dude. You can say whatever you want.
Oh yeah, I have this rule that I try not to be profane until there's at least 4 digits on the clock.
Yeah, I don't have that fucking rule.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, if I'm like in a setting where like right here we're talking to adults, there's not a lot of kids out there listening to this, and if there are, don't be a shithead. And but yeah, like if I'm in a bar or something, do it, and our gig ends anywhere between 10 and 11, I'm like, we might need to wait till the last set to do something that has choice words in it.
That makes sense.
That's just my personal.
No, that's.
Hey, everybody's got their own feelings on that. You got to do with what you're comfortable with. Obviously,
reasonable.
I'm not allowed to swear on the radio.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I use radio rules.
I've said before, it's a miracle that I've only sworn on the air once in all these years. That was the day Prez did his last show. But
somebody's knocking.
No, I was like, you better not. You better not.
But no, otherwise I have an R-rated mouth for sure.
Same here.
And see, I've had this conversation with a lot of parents, and not surprisingly, almost none of them agree with me.
Oh yeah.
Almost none of them agree with me.
We've had that.
There's only one or two that agree with me, but frankly, swearing in front of your kids does not hurt your kids in any way, shape, or form. There's nothing you can do or say to convince me that it does. It doesn't, and by the way, it doesn't. No kid has ever become a rapist because he heard the F word before he was 8. Yeah. No kid has ever become a criminal because he heard the F word when he was a child.
Yeah.
The only reason that people don't want their kids to hear swear words is because they're afraid they're going to repeat them and embarrass them. They're just words. They don't hurt anybody. They're just words.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? If you would stop making such a big deal out of it, it would stop being such a big deal.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Your child, my grandchildren, no child has ever been hurt because they heard the F word. Ever.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but like you said,
unless they got spanked for repeating.
Don't want it.
Yeah.
You don't want them repeating it.
I just don't want to put that. I don't want somebody
no kids here. It's all good.
Yeah. Tell them diving. Get them diving. I see you out there, Eve. I'll. Yeah. We had such a good time the other night, just sitting there talking about original music and such. I played probably 4 or 5 songs the other night that I rarely ever play, like original music, and I feel like that they're sort of like not
at home or out.
Well, on YouTube.
Okay.
I just don't feel like when I'm in a room and I want to not let those people down, and I feel like a guaranteed way to not let those people down is to play something that I know that they're gonna like. And I think I take that road too often. rather than...
You can't be an artist and play it safe.
Good point.
If you play it safe, you're Bob Ross. And Bob Ross is awesome, and Bob Ross has had the most relaxing voice in the history of the world, and Bob Ross could teach anybody to make something cool that they could put on their wall and be proud of. Happy little trees. But what Bob Ross couldn't teach, and maybe he could, but he didn't, what Bob Ross didn't teach was how to create your own art. If you learn to paint from Bob Ross, all your paintings look like Bob Ross.
Yeah.
But if you want to be a true original artist, whether you're painting or creating music or cooking food, and yes, being a chef is a form of being an artist.
Absolutely, it is.
You have to you have to do your own thing, and you have to feel comfortable in doing your own thing. And you have to, apparently, and I'm no artist, I create nothing. I present the creations of other people.
That's not true.
But no, yes it is.
Food-wise,
You're an artist.
You're an artist with food.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, dear. Dear. If you really want to be an artist, you can't care what people think. You can't worry.
Oh, yeah.
You can't sit there and worry, if I play this original song, they're going to leave the dance floor, they're going to turn their head and start talking to each other, or somebody's going to go to the owner and say, I want to hear fucking Van Morrison, what is he playing? You can't worry about that. You just have to do it, because if it's art that people want to absorb, they'll absorb it. And just because the first group of people doesn't absorb it is no commentary on whether it's any good or not. It's just was those people. If you want to be an artist,
and that would
no
be
fear.
with any of the bands
True.
that we didn't, that we went to a festival and saw them for the first time. I mean, you wouldn't know unless it gets out
fans.
there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Huh.
how would you become a fan if you didn't hear the originals?
True story. Maybe we should start breaking out a little more. See, now we're doing like maybe one or two a gig, and I feel like that's probably a very small number considering.
No,
how many gigs.
do one.
Maybe you should do one or two a set.
I think that's strong.
It's a step.
Yeah, because that makes you different than another band. You don't. You wouldn't want to be, with all the work that goes into doing originals, you wouldn't want to be, not recognized for that work.
Exactly. See, I have a
Kelsey, you could sing the ingredients off a cereal box and people would still show up.
Oh, goodness.
Way to
You're
go.
too kind. You're too kind.
Or you could turn it into a horror show and read the ingredients off of like a soda can or a pre-prepared meal.
High fructose corn syrup.
And maltodextrin.
Sodium.
You happy now?
Benzene.
Yeah. Benzolite. That sounds like
Sodium benzenite.
That sounds like a safe place to wrap it up.
Yes.
Nitrates, nitrites, artificial flavors, artificial colors,
Sucrose.
preservatives, and water.
And
Fructose.
High fructose, sucralose.
yeah, sucralose. Goodness. Do you ever watch Parks and Recreation?
No.
We
tried.
Oh, God, it's so good. I love that show so much.
I bet you love The Office, too.
I did.
They're very similar.
Parks and Rec. But listen, Parks and Rec is far and away better than The Office. Like, by
Sometimes
so
we don't
far.
give shows enough,
Yeah, Tommy was lecturing me on Game of Thrones again this morning.
yeah.
He's like, no, dude. He goes, I know the first 3 or 4 episodes are murder, but once you get past them, I'm like, that's kind of hard.
Yeah, because those episodes are an hour. Like, try Parks and Recs again. Parks and Rec. Dude, trust me on that.
Where do we begin? Because in the first
Season 3.
Okay.
Start season 3.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
I'll
say this. Start the last 2 episodes of season 2, actually. The last 2 episodes of season 2, that's when the cast completes itself.
Okay.
Like the Rob Lowe and...
Rob Lowe is in it?
Yeah, he shows up. He shows up in...
All right, we'll
I'll
start
check
the
it.
end of 2.
Trust me.
The end of 2. Well, we just started watching The Good Place.
Oh, well, that's the same people. The NBC folks. The same writers, the same
producers.
crew. Yes.
Yeah, but we watched it, 1 or 2 years ago, and I
couldn't stand it, and then I sat through it again, and then it got really good.
Well, I love Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm really digging on the Good
Sam
Place.
Malone's in that too.
Yeah, no, it's.
I'm really digging on the Good
now.
Place, but Justin, that kid who they thought was a monk and turned out to just be a scumbag from Florida.
I haven't watched it. I'm familiar with it.
I don't want. He's annoying as hell. He's annoying.
But trust me, I'll text you.
Okay.
I'll text you the episode to start with.
Okay.
But to see, yeah,
We'll give it a try.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out.
So good.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on
Thanks for
Waccamaw Getaway?
listening.
I think we got everything.
Thanks for listening.
Okay, we've
Buy
got
tickets.
we've got a whole 2 people watching. We did get as high as 3.
Oh yeah,
But I assume it will be all in the archive.
More we'll see, and plus I haven't done audio yet.
Yes,
when I get audio on all the
So if you,
subscribers,
as I always say after you and I do this, and or the 3 of us do this, if you're still watching at this point, my God, you must have a tremendous threshold for pain. So thank you. But that being said, please, yes, buy tickets. Tell other people to buy tickets. Help support this thing. I realize, you get asked every day to support something that will in no way benefit you whatsoever, like shop at my store or buy my food or come to my bar. And the only benefit you'll get out of it is the item you buy, the food you eat, or the booze you drink.
Yeah.
But seriously, if you care at all about the idea of local, what's the word I'm looking for? Local enterprise, local, people doing things on a local level that haven't been done before or haven't been done on this scale before. Support it just for the sheer sake of helping it to build your home, because this is our home.
Yes.
But
Yeah, and it's all local.
And if nothing else, if you're a music fan, this is going to be a blast. But please, buy tickets, make your plans now so you don't wind up at some crappy barbecue in Carolina Forest.
Yeah, because everybody's going to be doing that. You don't want to be like everybody else.
No, come out and join us and help us do this. And remember, if you support this thing, next year we can make it even bigger.
Absolutely.
And don't forget, we're announcing a final headliner on Tuesday. Tickets are on sale now at the New South Brewery for Locals Advantage tickets. Tickets available online at etix.com. Go to WaccamawGetawayFest.com for more information and everything you need to know. And we just can't wait to see you out there on the river, because once you come by the Getaway, you'll be there as long as we can keep doing it.
Oh yeah.
And we've got other events.
We've
got other events in the works. So we're really trying to build something here. So please, support the scene MB.
Support the scene MB.
Support the scene MB. Hashtag don't go away Getaway.
Don't go away Getaway.
Hashtag pay the fucking cover.
I'm going to put all of these on at the end. All right, guys, I love you. Mean it. I'm going to drop audio later. YouTubers, click the links at the bottom of the page once I get them loaded. Love you. Mean it.
YouTube, love you. Mean it.